gone. Your hair is gone. This could be passed through generations, girl. Who knew? I didn't know.
Don't think about it too much. There's no need for us to rush this through.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am April Sunny, and in today's video, I'm answering a very important question that came to me via DM on Instagram. I can't answer everyone's DMs, and I do apologize if I haven't gotten to your DM. However, this young lady wanted to know why her relaxed hair was breaking off at the root. My main question to her was, are you self-relaxing, or are you going to a salon and your hair is breaking off at the root? Two different types of problems you could be having here. She said that she goes to a salon. My follow-up question to her was, when you leave the salon, do you still smell relaxer? And she said yes. That means her stylist is not completely neutralizing that relaxer, and that relaxer is still in there, girl. If the relaxer is still on your scalp or your hair, guess what's happening? Your hair is going to break. So that was the conclusion with that, but I feel as though there are so many more host of problems that you could be having. I wanted to present them in today's video. If you love all things beauty but love to talk about hair, definitely consider subscribing to the channel and joining our little hair community over here, and give this video a thumbs up if you found it to be helpful. Let's get started. Reason number one, you could be using the wrong strength relaxer. Okay? So there's three types of relaxers: mild, regular, and super. I find people with 4C hair opt for a relaxer than any other textured hair. Just because you have 4C coily hair does not mean you automatically have to use a super, okay? The relaxer is already strong enough. I'm not even a fan of the super. I don't really feel like anyone should be using the super, because if you're using the super, you're killing your hair at the root because it's processing faster than you can work it through. You are going to have issues at the line of demarcation, and your hair could be breaking from the line of demarcation because your nice, coily, strong hair is coming in. You have that weak point, and then you have that over-processed hair. So guess what's going to dry up and fall off? The relaxed hair. I personally use regular. Comment down below what relaxer you use. I have 4C high porosity hair, and because I have high porosity hair, I gear towards the normal because my cuticles are already bust wide open, honey. So if I was to use that super on my 4C, okay, coarse, high porosity hair, my hair would fall out. If you're natural and you're coming back over to the relaxed world, the relaxed side of things, if you have fine textured hair, try the mild or the normal. Don't go for the super. I promise you guys. I promise you. That's one of the reasons why your hair could be breaking off at the root, and that is whether you are self-relaxing or going to a salon. If your stylist is using the wrong strength on your hair, that can be an issue too, okay? So for the people who don't know what a retouch is, I think we all should know by now, but there could be some people who don't know. So a retouch is basically you just relaxing or putting the product on the 2 or 3 inches of new growth that you have. If you have less, okay, then 1.5 inches or 2 inches, you should not be going back in for a retouch because there is too much there's too much room for error in overlapping that relaxer, and then your hair will start breaking off because at that line of demarcation, once you go past that line of demarcation, you're now overlapping and over processing hair that's already been relaxed. So I just wanted to put that out there. But you have to make sure you neutralize that hair, okay? Once it's worked through, you go over to the bowl and you make sure you rinse that hair properly. Have you ever noticed when you go to a salon, there is a certain pressure to their nozzle? That's important because that pushes that product off of the hair and make sure any dirt, debris, anything on the hair, it comes off properly. That is the point of the pressure of the water, okay? So you get a good rinse and get the product off of the hair, all of the product that you can see off of the hair during the rinse, okay? Then you go in with your first neutralizing shampoo. And in this case, out of sight, out of mind should not take place. Just because you do not see that white relaxer anymore does not mean the relaxer is fully out of your hair, okay? If you neutralize once, you neutralize twice, you pull that client up out of the bowl and you can still smell it. Or if you're doing it at home, you neutralize once, you neutralize twice, you move your head and you can still smell it. It is still there. Because I know some people post-COVID still don't have like a good sense of smell. I know mine still come and go. If there's someone else there to ask them. If you don't have anyone to ask, rub your scalp and smell it. Put it under your nose as closely as you can to get the smell. If you can still smell it, it is still there. If the relaxer is still in your hair, most products have like that pink hue to the suds. Pay attention to that as well if you're not able to smell it or you don't have anyone there. Make sure you are neutralizing your hair properly, because if the relaxer is still in your hair will break off at the root, because that's where you put it. That's where it's processing. That's where it's still there. It's still there. If you can smell it, it is there. It is on your scalp. Your hair will break off at the root. So some people have like this nervous tick where they'll just do this, or a lot of people do this in the back. If you are having dry scalp, if you notice that you do that, you may have dry scalp, you may have psoriasis or eczema in that particular area. Get that checked out. You got to understand your hair is very fragile when it's relaxing, especially when you get the new growth and you're dealing with multiple textures. When you are scratching at the scalp like that, it is literally ripping your hair out of its follicle. Start doing some scalp care where you are soothing that itch so you're not continuing to scratch that spot. Even if I was to do this all the time, I would end up with some type of dermatitis or just some type of skin issue from constant scratching and rubbing on that area. The same thing happens with your scalp. If you want to go the more natural route of soothing your scalp, you can also use natural oils such as avocado oil. One of my personal favorites, coconut oil. Brazilian walnut oil really helps with the scalp. Argan and jojoba, just to name a few. Oh, and you know what? Jamaican black castor oil, that soothes my scalp so much, you guys, like so much. I love coconut oil and I love Jamaican black castor oil. Those are my two go-to favorites. I've tried argan. Argan kind of dries my hair out. I've tried the emu oil on my scalp and my hair. I didn't dislike the emu oil, but over time, I didn't like how my scalp felt. In the beginning, I felt like my hair and scalp was very soft and soothing. And then over time, because I don't wash my hair continuously, like a lot of us don't, the buildup of it just didn't feel good. It felt so product-y after a while. So I discontinued the emu oil. Also, with us relaxed girls, when we first get our relaxer, the first thing we want to do is just swing our hair, flick it, and do all kinds of things with it. Trust me, I am one to enjoy my hair. You guys who have followed me for a long time know I love to enjoy my hair. I will put it in my hair journal when I'm going to enjoy my hair post relaxer, okay? But there's a time and a place for that. And if you are over manipulating, over styling your hair, this can cause breakage at the root. Why? Because you're constantly combing, and that scraping on your scalp. You know how you get that nice little, and you love it and you just want to keep it in place, you know, and you do this throughout the day. That is breaking your hair off, especially if post relaxer, you're not moisturizing and sealing and conditioning your scalp and making sure your hair has the right amount of elasticity to be able to handle that type of styling and pulling and tugging. Because even though it doesn't seem like we're pulling and tugging on our hair, if we're putting any type of comb, brush, or anything, or a blow dryer, or anything on our hair, that is a form of manipulation. Okay. Of course, putting an iron on it is a big no-no. that will dry your hair out. That is part of the reason why I use the magic tape. See how my hair is grown out here and it's kind of coarse. I've already put oil on my scalp. I've already moisturized and sealed my hair. And of course, that's why I opt for these braids in the front instead of, you know, putting an iron to my hair again. Because what would happen is I would take a section of my hair, take the curling iron and tap, 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 tap until it's straight. Like most people will tap it like 3 to 5 times and then go down on their hair. And they're super concerned about the ends of their hair, as they should be, because that can create split ends. But you're putting the most heat at the root. Tap, 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 pull through. Okay, so if you have product on your hair, oil on your hair, dirt on your scalp, and then you're putting heat on it, you are literally frying your hair. Your new growth is literally being fried, my friend. Don't do that. You could be breaking your hair off at the root and not even know it. Okay, so what happens is you end up with these little flyaways up here, and you're like, oh, that's just like new growth. No, that came from you tap, tap, tapping, and then you literally broke your hair off, girl. Find ways to not overstyle or manipulate your hair. I know a great way, and you do what you want. You don't have to do it my way, but a great way to restyle your hair midweek or put those curls back in it if it, you know, kind of fell out is your hot rollers, your wrap curl rollers, any type of heatless curling style to get you the look without putting heat on your hair is always best practice. If you have hereditary brittle hair, there is a medical term for this, and I can't think of it right now, but during editing, I'm going to put it on the screen. This could be passed through generations, girl. Who knew? I didn't know. If you inherently have brittle hair and you're putting a relaxer on that brittle hair, what is it going to do? It's going to, because a relaxer will dry your hair out, honey. And if you don't know how to take care of it, it's gone. Your hair is gone. I would say stray away from relaxers. Find an alternative to getting the look that you want, because putting this chemical on your hair will further make it dry and damaged and breaking. Okay? I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be real honest. I never knew you could inherit brittle hair. I never knew. I always thought brittle hair was something that, you know, you obtained through how you take care of your hair. But no. There are people. All right, you guys. I really hope that this video was helpful to you. And until the next time, be loved.
There's issues at hand and we're not discussing. Done saying, we just friends now. Got me feeling pinned down.